Hello and welcome to Nerdarchy. For nerds, by nerds. I'm Nerdist Dave, and I'm joined by all these fine nerds tonight. Not as many as we'd hoped for or would have liked. And if you happen to peek at the Twitters or X or whatever the frick it's called nowadays, uh, you would have seen that someone else that isn't here. It was tagged in that, but that we'll leave that as foreshadowing. And also the intro this week was a little bit different. Maybe you picked up on that. Maybe you didn't. I don't know. We're gonna play some Zoo Mafia. Our illustrious zookeeper is Stephen Partridge. We have Robin Miller in the house as well. Carlos is off doing more important things like getting married in another country. And we will have a special guest joining us next week. Quick reminder, the Kickstarter is still going on, and we could still drag this thing across the finish line with your help. So please share back, do all the things. There's also free quick start rules that you can download. Check it out. See if you like it. If you like it, back it. If you don't, well, maybe you can throw us a share. With that, I'm going to throw it to our zookeeper.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to Zoo Mafia Blood Moonshine. We love our Kickstarter. We're super excited for it. Please follow it. Please help it. We love it. We also love Sirenscape. That's how we get our sound effects and our music going on. So, use it for your campaigns if you feel like it can be used for any campaign. I have to say that before we get started, this is a darker, slightly grittier version of Zoo Mafia. So if horror themes and stuff aren't your jam, that's cool. We understand. But full disclosure, that's a thing we're dealing with. So I'm gonna use this as D2 because Robin wasn't here last time. So it's basically between Dave and Ted. Who is going to get us going? I'm using my wonderful Zoo Mafia dice. This one's Otto because he's the enemy, Got to be antagonistic that way. Oh, that's you, Ted.
Hey, so I am Nerdarchist Ted. Tonight I'll be playing the Jaguar button person, Alejandro. He's a nice jaguar that was taken from the wilds and brought to this zoo. So being here is his first experience, with this whole captured, sheltered life nonsense. And he's got a little bit of a mysterious weirdo past to go along with it. And to go along with the whole campaign, that's all kinds of, weird and whatnot. So previously, we had gone and went to go visit a circus. We had encountered none other than a Sasquatch by the name of Samson, who, seemed to not like gunfire. And so he said, "Oh, I'm from the circus, over yonder." We went to go check it out. Things took a turn for the worse, and the carnival master seemed to be deep into the blood moonshine. We were all captured. We broke out, trying to get away. This dude came after us. One of my fellow feline accomplices or friends or whatever you want to call them threw a candle at us and kind of convinced us to cut the wick, which allowed us to actually kill this carnival master. And in trying to get away, we all split up. So we wound up, Flick and I wound up, heading back to the zoo, and I'll let Dave kind of fill in from there. So take it away, sir.
So one of my old buddies from my private eye days, because I'm playing a sugar glider lookout who previously was a private dick and very much dresses like Dick Tracy, because why not? What's funnier than a sugar glider in a yellow trench coat wearing a fedora? So I ran into one of my old buddies from back in those days, a flat paw named Paul Pinch Portabella, who's an Emperor Scorpion. He also lended a hand, sort of. I mean, yeah, it was more of a distraction. At that point, Barnaby was pretty unstoppable till we were convinced to cut his cord and make him mortal once again. With that, we also kind of lost track of Samson, our Sasquatch friend, who kind of seems a little bit naive and a little lost in the world. So we decided we needed to find him, and we did. He was being led right to Machine Gun Otto with his goons, and we did not want him to fall in with those folks. So we tracked him down to the aquarium that is run by the lobster mobster, old creepy Alvin Carapace. We saw him, some loan sharks, and even Machine Gun Otto. Nick Carnivore was there and up to no good. Probably cheating on his main squeeze. Some banker guy whose name eludes me right now. It's in my notes. But with that, Jay Goatsby. But with that, we kind of, found a haul of Otto's goods and also rigged up a little bit of a trap. So we're pretty sure Machine Gun Otto is very mad at us right now because we kind of blew up a big part of the aquarium with him in it. And then we hauled tail out of there. We didn't quite get Samson back, but we got a lot of stolen goods instead. I think that's kind of where we ended.
Yeah, I don't think we really had a chance to really examine all the things we, made off with, but we said that we wanted, stuff as well as, actual alcohol. So
yeah.
It was,
So you guys did, in fact, make off with a lot of goods, but you decided that to celebrate, you were going to meet up with Mina, who is your Link's flirt, I guess. There's a lot of
I
layers
left off
to
the
that.
biggest thing.
Yeah. So you went to the Blind Pig, which is run by Carlo Hambino.
Yeah.
And in an effort to kind of like go to the speakeasy, get a couple drinks. Pinch was there too. So and there was kind of a big thing that happened. Do one of you else want to say it? Or
Yeah, we kind of like everything was shut down at the Blind Pig, and it shouldn't have been. So I'm pretty sure I had Carl chuck me at one of the windows so I could peek in, and laid out was quite the spread, as in Carlo Hambino's head on the table on a silver platter with a apple in his mouth.
Yeah, Carlo Hambino was totally mauled, and so were all of the employees at that establishment.
It was
gruesome.
Oh.
It was absolutely gruesome. Carlo Hambino was quite dead.
Quite.
Yes. So, being said,
now we only get to roll 2 dice, and one of them doesn't count.
Yeah. So you see this, and no one else knows. Most of the crowd is currently dispersing because they're disappointed. They don't think this place is actually going to open tonight. And some of them even sort of like laugh at you as they leave, thinking that you're just that desperate for a drink, that you have to look in and see what's going on. But the crowd disperses, and it's just the 3 of you and your 2 friends, Pinch and Mina.
So, how does Mina react when we kind of like, dude, Hambino's gone?
How does it look?
It looks bad, real bad. Like his head has been severed and someone stuffed an apple in it, and everybody in there has been slaughtered. Like the stories we've been reading in the papers.
The Predator?
Yeah, like that.
We need to get out of here now.
We should go find Jasper Jade. Where's Carl?
Oh dear. So Carl is there with you guys, I think, right? Didn't he go with you?
He was there with us, yes.
So if the Predator's out, we need to get away from here and somewhere safe. We need to hunker down.
I mean, if Carlo Hambino wasn't safe, is anybody really safe?
I don't know. I am going to my enclosure. The sun's going to break soon anyway, so you've got maybe an hour.
That's about the direction that I would be heading then as well. My headphones didn't charge today, so my hat doesn't work with the headphones. I will tip my hat to Carl, to Flick, and our new friend Pinch, and I'll begin kind of quickly strolling away with Mina towards the cat enclosures.
Okay. As you guys get to the cat enclosure where you would part ways, she grabs you on the shoulder. Be careful. And she pulls you close and she gives you a kiss on the cheek. And when she does, she presses this paper that she had against your chest.
So I'll just kind of like, tap it so it doesn't fall. We need to talk, and I need to know more about what you know about candles. But,
We will.
Obviously, not at the moment. I do as Alejandro does. He tips his hat to everybody.
Yeah.
And he heads on in.
She sort of like catches one last glance at you as you're leaving. Just once again reiterates, we will. I promise. And then she slinks away as quickly as possible. And Flick, you go to your enclosure, or where are you going?
Yeah, I will also go to my enclosure.
Okay. So you also go to your enclosure. Everyone hunkers down for the day, and if you will indulge me in one of my narratives that I enjoy doing. You rest in your respective enclosures, your eyes heavy. Exhaustion from the day's events have you feeling like you got run over by a golf cart instead of what really happened. You did the running over. Sleep is welcome. It's so nice to just breathe. Your senses spiral into the welcoming black abyss of sleep. Deep, restful slumber. You sleep so well that you oversleep. In fact, you awaken to that familiar tolling chime from the clock tower in the center of the zoo. 1, 2, 3. And eventually, 12 chimes. Your wounds restore as they always do, so all of you can mark all of your health back to full. Your senses groggy. And as you stir, is that a farm? You smell a farm. In the recesses of your awareness, as you're still coming to, you hear distortions of a feminine voice. So it's true. I'll be damned. They really do regenerate like they said. You attempt to rouse, finding bristled hay surrounding you. You're unusually sore for what good sleep you got. And as you attempt to stretch, that's when the first of the realizations surrounding your current predicament find you. Your wrists are tied, binding your upright body against a wooden support beam in a barn. The next sensation you catch is stale saliva. A rag is stuffed in your mouth, a cloth tied over it, except for Alejandro, who's wearing a full-on muzzle strapped over his head. Alejandro, your wrists are bound by metal instead of rope as well. Whoever's done this to you, Flick, Alejandro, and Carl, they've done some research. They're well prepared. Ah, here they go. The female voice you hear comes from a brown rabbit wearing a fur mantle. Probably best not to think too hard about where she might have gotten that from, or whom she might have gotten that from. Her purple cloche is decorated with green ribbon and a blue rose. The rose matches her simple, though fairly new dress. This rabbit, excuse me, where did I go? Sorry, I did that. There we go. This rabbit isn't like the others you've seen. She carries herself like a carnivore almost, confident, sultry, and hungry. Surrounding her are an assorted dozen of bulls, pigs, sheep, and goats, all in trench coats that match her blue rose, their Tommy guns pointed at the three of you. You've really thought you'd get away with breaking one of the 6 laws. She barks a laugh, loud and aggressive for a rabbit. I've got eyes and ears all over the zoo, and like me, they're often overlooked or underestimated. and that's our advantage. She toys with the broached clasp of her mantle. You're lucky I'm in such a charitable mood. She paces, weaving around the support beams to which you're tied, circling you like a puma might toy with the soon to be meal in the wild. You burned down a portion of the aquarium. You destroyed human structures. She leans into you, Flick. But I made all that go away because I'm a nice lady. And decent fellas like yourselves, decent gentlemen, like doing nice ladies' favors, don't they? They pay the debts.
Did you say we were gagged or not gagged?
Yes. However, if you can prove yourselves, I'll consider the debt paid in full for making your law breaking just go away. Meanwhile, Jade, you ran to the petting zoo with your sisters following the chaos at the circus. The three of you are safe for now. You're staying at one of the safe houses belonging to your friend, a boa constrictor by the name of Cassius. As he sits in the sitting room of this home converted from one of the spare hen houses in the petting zoo, you happen to glance out the window. Golf carts rev this evening, screeching to a halt just outside one of the horse barns. You see two horses unload Carl and Alejandro, both tied up and unconscious, out of a trunk affixed to the cart. A pig carries Flick. The lot of them enter the horse barn, and another golf cart pulls up more calmly, driven by a familiar sheep. You know about these sheep, calling themselves the sheep on the lamb. Most of them pose as hobos, but they're actually spies for someone. You don't know who. Possibly the dolled up rabbit in, is that a church dress? It's definitely nice enough. She hops out of the passenger seat of the golf cart and sees herself into the barn. As the doors close, that clock tower in the center of the zoo strikes midnight. Jasper, Jade, what do you do?
All right. So we're in a safe place.
Mm-hmm.
All right. And I would feel comfortable leaving my sisters here.
Oh yes. You've known Cassius. You can describe Cassius for us if you like.
Um, no, I do not remember anything that I wrote about you. I'm so sorry.
Oh, that's all right.
But yeah, no, I will absolutely leave my sisters here and go and check this out. I am cussing the whole way there and like
Okay.
switching clothes because this is not a thing I want to do in a dress.
Okay. So you actually can get to one of the windows of the barn and you can hear the full monologue. She approaches Flick and she nods to one of the pigs who unties the cloth and pulls out the gag. So what do you say? You like paying your debts?
I always pay my debts, but my lady, I believe it was Otto that blew up that aquarium. It was his cigar.
Really? Because my sources said that you lot had a hand in it.
Hey, we were just looking for a friend, you know?
Ah, and you found a bunch of peanuts instead, did you?
That's true. I mean, we really need to get going because our friend is still out there. He's a little knave, a little bit simple. Like, it's like a babe in the woods. This is no good.
Well, how do you
I'll
intend on paying your
mumble.
debt?
So I'll mumble through, the muzzle, uh, possibly to try to encourage them to be like, I'm trying to speak here too.
Okay. She looks over at you when you do, gives a nod, and one of the horses comes up and he unfastens it and frees you so you can speak as well.
Since you kind of got us over a barrel here, what are you thinking? It looks like a dealer's choice here.
I tip my cap, but I seem to be unable to move and kind of taken away before I could even don my cap. So you've got me at a bit of an impasse. But my compatriot here is actually accurate. I don't know how much trouble the the Otto gang is going to do with, shall we say, a extraordinarily large figure, but he's not one for the life that, well, clearly we're all in.
Well, let me speak plainly to you then. Otto is trash. He's chaotic. He's a gremlin. He wouldn't know how to build wealth if it bit him in the butt. But I know how to do that. And unlike Al Capone, I don't need to kill a bunch of folks to do it. I'm smarter than that. People are useful. I think you can be useful. And I've got a job for you if you're willing to do it. But I need to know I can trust you before I just send you on that job. So, what say I?
As my little companion here says, we really don't have a choice in the matter, do we? And
Well,
I'll give a feline grin.
We do have some information.
oh. And what might that be?
It's the only cards we're holding. I don't think it's in our best interest to lay them out right yet.
How about this? And she nods to a couple of the horses, and they will pick up and just move Carl out of the area. They carry him off. Consider your friend collateral. And then she nods to a couple pigs, and they free the two of you.
I'll kind of, stretch out the muscles and without trying to look threatening, I'll flex my paws or my claws to move the muscles that have clearly been messed up, but not trying to look threatening, just trying to stretch out the issues. You got our friend here. We certainly don't want anything to happen to him. So what is it we can do for you?
Let's start by seeing how reliable you are, how skillful you are. See, one of my people, one of my crew, we'll say, who doesn't belong to the petting zoo and exists outside that circle, disappeared a while back. She provided me with some useful information from one of the speakeasies as a sort of escort for the rich and well-to-do. And her lack of revenue stream is impacting my ability to make my foothold in this zoo as a boss. Find out what happened to the Panther Ebony for me.
So what do I know, given my knowledge of, shall we say, the cat house? What do I know of a panther named Ebony, just off of the name?
You can either put your peepers to work or start spitting, whatever you think is better.
I will certainly put my peepers to work, and I am still carrying a +1 from last session. So that is going to be a solid 9.
9. Okay. So that's success with the consequence. So I'm going to let you choose. Do you want the consequence to be less information or information that's less reliable?
I'll go with the less information that's accurate.
Okay. So you know that Ebony is a gorgeous panther. She is this really striking panther. What's really interesting about her is she has heterochromia, so she has one blue eye and one green eye, and she is a really well-to-do escort. Like, she's not your standard fare like singer in a speakeasy. She's the kind of person that a wealthy businessman takes with him to a party as a sort of like trophy or something to show off who he managed to get to take interest in him. And you also have heard rumors that are pretty reliable, given that you run in the circles of mafiosos and whatnot, that she's an information broker as well.
Okay.
An informant.
And has she legitimately been missing?
No one's seen her for about 4 days now.
No, I know this. This might be an odd question, but like, what happens to, the day life when an animal like that is missing from their enclosure?
So, when it comes to the daytime zoo, a lot of the patrons assume she's shy. You've heard that.
Okay.
The zookeepers themselves think she got out, and they really don't want that information to get out.
Okay.
Because a panther in the middle of a city running rampant is not something that's good business or publicity for a zoo.
Oh, it's sure not.
So as far as everyone's concerned, she's sick.
Okay. I am not, of course, friendly, knowledgeable with, this Ebony, but being a cat, I am familiar of your compatriot. And I haven't seen her around the cat enclosures in a handful of days, but I'm certain we can poke around and see what is transpired.
Good.
When was the last place she was seen, or what was she doing last?
She was supposed to attend this highfalutin party over at Jay Goatsby's Manor, and from my understanding, she never showed. So her date had to get a replacement, and I guess he got some tiny lady, some sugar glider.
She was supposed to go with Fernando?
Yeah, the tiger.
So Alejandro lets out a little bit of rumble at the mention of tiger. This might be overstepping. Do you have any other information, any leads, anything that, in order to save time? Or is this all on us?
Well, I had her going with your tiger friend because I presumed that he might have some information that would make the job that if you prove yourselves here not need to happen. But clearly now that she's gone, I don't have a recourse. And so this is the test, and if you pass it, then I'll tell you more about the other job.
So you know for a fact that she stood up the tiger, or did the tiger maybe catch on to what was going on?
To be honest, I don't know. I don't know that she even saw Fernando.
You know what they say about catching a tiger by the tail.
I do. And that's what I need to know. Because if he hurt my informant, or worse, he's gonna pay. I'll eat him for breakfast.
This would be so much easier with Carl.
And when she says she'll eat him for breakfast, Jade, You're a grifter. This pings to you. She means literally she's going to eat him for breakfast.
Well, damn. I like her.
Oh, I'm hoping that he did so that she can eat him because I don't like him.
All right, new goal. We frame the tiger regardless.
This if this pits us against Fernando, and there's no saying that it does, I got no qualms. So, is there anything else, or do we go get to it?
I think we go get to it, and I know where we gotta go first. Kind of stuff my fists in my pockets and kind of mutter to myself as I begin walking away.
So you're walking away. What are you doing, Alejandro?
So I basically give a nod or a dip of the head to to this rabbit, and easily catch up to the sugar glider.
All right. She watches as you leave. And Jade, because you're watching from the window, you see, once they're gone, a jerboa, which is like a creature with, it's almost like a gerbil and a kangaroo and a rabbit combined, comes out with blonde hair, short blonde hair, and the rabbit just looks at her and says, I don't know if they're going to make it, to be honest, but we'll see. And then she pats the jerboa on the back, and the two of them leave.
Huh. Gonna put that one in my back pocket. Oh, are they still tied up in there?
Nope, they left.
Okay,
They were
good.
freed.
Good. I'm gonna go catch up with my friends.
Okay. Easy enough to do.
Yeah, I'm heading towards the small mammal enclosures house.
Okay. Sure thing.
When Jasper catches up, Alejandro will take a brief glance at the change in attire, and again wishes that he had his hat, but he'll nod his head. Glad to see you're okay, Jasper.
Oh yeah, safe as could be. So we took a job.
Well,
Yeah.
if we want Carl back, we've got a job. You see anything, hear anything about what just transpired?
Yeah, I don't know any more than you do.
I think Flick's got a lead on something that we'll look into, but just
All right.
glad you're safe.
I really don't like where this is going.
Let's make sure it goes somewhere good.
No, it's not. We're going someplace terrible.
Okay, but we're gonna make sure it leads somewhere good.
I hope so.
We have to-
I am going to head on over to Franny's enclosure.
Okay. So you
As-
guys know that the
as,
small mammals enclosure. Sorry, you go ahead, Ted.
Oh yeah, as Flick starts to head off, I just tell him, all right, I'm gonna catch up in a second, and I pull Jasper in close.
Mm-hmm.
Look, I don't know what you've seen, what you've heard in the time that we've been separated, but there was a big explosion, kind of partially created by us over at Otto's aquarium, and Hambino's dead.
No's dead.
Yes, we didn't do that, but somebody did.
Oh God, They're not going to blame us for that, are they?
I have no idea. I mean, if we did, we have our pick of the litter here, but it wasn't us. We were looking to go get a drink, and his club was closed, and Carl threw Flick inside, and it was a bloodbath.
Oh.
So.
Oh, so not just Hambino's dead.
No, it was looks like another one of those predator things.
What has become of this zoo? All right.
So I just wanted to make sure you were aware of what's going on before we head into anything else.
No, that's important. That's context that I needed. I'll get the appropriate mourner's veil on.
So, are all of you going to the small mammals enclosure?
We'll head within, but like, if Flick is going where I think he's going, like, I want to be within, like, earshot of a yell for help.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't need to be listening on the relationship stuff unless Flick wants us there.
That.
Okay. So it's ironic that you say that, because the small mammals enclosure is much like a city block packed with a skyscraper's worth of apartments, except instead it's a hallway full of enclosures, a literal wall of enclosures covered by glass, so that you can easily see the variety of small mammals that exist here. The two of you, even you, Jasper, wouldn't readily fit into one of these apartments as they are, because they are for such small creatures. And
that's horrifying.
Mm-hmm. But this is how they live. And no one seems to complain too much. It's like any other city. They go out at night and come back in the day. And you know that Franny's apartment happens to be right around your head level, Alejandro. So, Flick, you go to this wall of enclosures, all of them lit up with this soft, warm yellow light that just ebbs from the different places, much like lights in a window in a skyscraper at night. And sure enough, you arrive to a door that you know much better than you really would like to.
So I knock on the door, and before I do, I kind of like make myself presentable and straighten my collar, adjust and fiddle with things a little bit longer than I really need to. Then I knock.
Okay. You knock.
Come on, Francis. We need to talk.
The door opens. What do you want?
I don't want to be here anymore, and you want me here.
Great. Goodbye. And she slams the door.
I'll stick my foot in the door before she can.
Okay. Roll get out of a jam.
Yeah. Oh shit.
Wouldn't this really be getting into a jam? Because it's a door jam?
Ted, it is.
Ted. Screw you, Ted.
I love it. I love it. I mean, you gotta know I have mad respect for the puns. So what'd you get?
All right. So that gets rid of my forward, but dropping my 13 down to a 12. But dun, 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 I got doubles with auto showing. The enemy dies.
Doubles with auto showing.
Yes.
Okay. So you got a critical success, right?
Yep. So I believe that's going to give me another -1, and I get to give a +1 to somebody.
Uh-huh.
All right. I'm going. You know what? Alejandro's at eye level, but Jasper Jade's our grifter. I think the backup I might need in this instance might be more of the talkie sort. So I will give it to Jasper Jade.
Okay. And are you Jasper or Jade right now, actually?
Oh, still Jasper right now.
Okay. So, you do get your foot in that door, and you don't take a point of damage because she's done this to you a few too many times. You know how to get that foot in the door without getting hurt. This time, it's a hard-learned lesson.
Look, Francis. And I kind of like look up at her from underneath the brim of my hat. I lower my voice a little bit because I know the others are around. I don't want to be here. You don't want me here. Every time I look at you, I just see your face. The last moments. And it hurts like nothing else. But right now, there's some bad stuff going on, and I think you might be involved inadvertently. God, I hope it's inadvertently. You have no idea what's happening. Serious. It's real bad, Franny. It's bad. Like bad when we lost her. Bad.
She sighs, that heavy sigh that you know is both a resignation and surrender, but also there's a rumble of frustration that doesn't go away. Come in. Come on, you know I can't stand when you look at me that way. That stupid hat, I wish I never would have got it for you. And she opens the door.
So I come in and I'll actually take the hat off and I kind of like hold it behind my back with my hand. As I do, I need to know, Franny. How did you end up at that party with Alejandro? It's not what you think.
You really are. You know what? Have a seat. And she just waves you over to these cushioned chairs that she has. In fact, you've noticed that her apartment's gotten a lot nicer than you remember. A lot nicer. And she's dressed a lot nicer. She's just wearing, actually what she's wearing, it's weird. It's sultry and seductive. It's not what you would expect her to be wearing right about now. And she goes over to this small cabinet, opens it up, and produces some peanut liquor. She pours 2 shots and brings one over to you.
I take it and I kind of just like roll the shot in my hand between my palms for a bit, and then I look up at her. You weren't supposed to be at that party with Alejandro. Somebody else was.
Huh?
Somebody else was supposed to be where you were. Did you know that?
And she takes the shot, just downs it.
And then I down the shot.
She sets it on the table. She wraps her fingers on the end table. Flick, you know I can't lie to you. I knew I wasn't supposed to be there. But I took the opportunity. And I needed to get in there, and he was the way in.
Well, the person that was supposed to be there, they've gone missing.
Yeah.
And they're connected to a very dangerous person.
The rabbit, right? Bunny Malone?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And she seems to be taking this a bit personally.
I believe she would.
Now, I didn't tell her I was coming here. But I have a vested interest in finding out what happened to that other person that was supposed to be there.
You and me both.
What do you know about that other person?
She pauses for what feels for entirely too long. Even for Fran, who is sometimes the sort to string you along anyway. And then rather than answer you, she walks over to another cabinet, a nice cabinet. She opens a drawer and you hear something click as a compartment pops out of the side of that drawer. And she goes over to the drawer, puts her hand on something in it, and waits for probably a good minute before saying, Flick, I gotta tell you something, but you gotta not hate me.
I've tried hating you. I've tried hating myself. I've tried hating all the world. But you're the only one I couldn't hate.
She's like, all right. All right. Well, when everything happened with our little girl, it nearly drove me mad. And I realized that I had a hole right here. And she points to her chest. And that hole doesn't go away. And so I decided that I didn't want anyone else to feel what we felt, to have to deal with that. So I did something to make sure that I could do my part. And I know you don't agree with it, but... And she pulls something metal out of the drawer and she tosses it your way. Do you catch it or do you let it land?
I let it fall at my feet. I look down.
You see a badge. For the G-Force. I'm with the law now, Flick.
You're a Fed?
Yeah.
I used to work with the law. You see where it got us.
Yeah. But you worked according to the law. The G-Force, they're different. They employ the same tactics that the criminals use. They get their man one way or another. They keep people safe. For real.
Does it matter anymore? The only person that mattered that we kept safe, we failed.
We did. But I'm not letting any mother ever feel that again. You and I both know that that same thing would have broken anyone weaker than us. It nearly broke us. It did break us. Look, I'm not asking you to go back to the law. I know you have your own baggage with that, but I'm just asking you to understand that this is what I got to do for this.
So what happened to Ebony?
I don't know. I just know she was missing, and I know that we had a tip, we had a lead on the predator. And it led to Jake Oatsby. I was trying to find something. Didn't you think it was weird we ran into each other in the mansion? Not at the party?
I don't know. Alejandro, he's a good looking cat. You're a good looking.
Your friend?
You're a good looking dame. Dame. But is he my friend?
Yeah, Alejandro?
Oh no, I mean what's the other guy's name?
Fernando.
Fernando. Fernando's a good looking cat. You're a good looking dame. Yeah, I didn't want to think about it very much, to be honest with you. I didn't want to look too deep. You know, if you could find some happiness somewhere, it's better for you.
Oh.
But that guy, I fucking hate that guy.
Yeah. Well, it's okay. He's not like you. And I can't say I hate him. Truthfully, I didn't expect him to turn out like he is. He's different from how people think. He's sweeter. He's got these walls, but he's got his reasons. We've all got our reasons, right? We've all got our walls.
Sure, Franny, but you know what they say about tigers and tails.
Yeah.
So
I don't know if he's in it or not.
I don't know either, but I do know I gotta figure out what happened to Ebony, but there's gonna be another sad mother.
Yeah. I've been trying to find out something similar, to be honest. Trying to find her, to find out what happened and who's behind it. But I haven't got many leads at all, except another case that happened actually the day after. At the aquarium, actually. An accountant disappeared.
An accountant?
An accountant.
A bean counter? Like the others? Or just disappeared?
He vanished. Nobody knows, but he was rumored to have ties with Alvin Carapace and Machine Gun Otto.
That's a nasty bunch there. You don't want to run into them.
Yeah. Fella's name was Octavius, and she goes to another drawer, pulls out a picture and flicks it towards you.
And I'll catch this.
And you see an orange octopus with a top hat.
And he's just a bean counter? He's not something else? He's not... Was he counting for Otto? Fixing the books, maybe?
It seemed like he was counting for a lot of people. And he liked the high life. Showed up to a lot of parties. Much like Ebony. And then just stopped.
You know the last party he showed up to?
He was supposed to be at that Goatsby party, from my understanding, but never went.
Well, that's the last party he didn't show up to. What about the last one he was supposed to? Any connection between the two?
Well, the last party he was supposed to go to was a shindig for the opera singers at the aquarium. Something for some highfalutin dolphin singer that was really well known. Word over there is that there's some kind of phantom or something that's messing with people.
Predators, phantom. What has this dude gone to?
I don't know. But, look, Flick. I'm not asking you to share information, but I'm willing to help you because I owe you that much for our history.
Real quick, the what was it? The pig pen?
The pig pen?
Pig pet. What was the Ambiena's joint?
Oh, the blind pig.
The blind pig. Yeah. Have you been by the blind pig lately?
No, not much my scene. It's a little too crowded for my taste. The atmosphere is terrible.
So when I say that, I kind of lean in and whisper, like to try and keep it between just the two of us. Yeah. So you might want to stop by there. Might find something you don't want to find, but maybe your G-force will help you with the G-force.
Oh, you mean from last night?
Yeah.
Yeah, one of ours ran into it just earlier today. I got word.
Yeah, we had gone by there, grab a drink with Pinch.
Yeah. Apparently our guy found it in the middle of the cleanup crew taking care of it. Somebody, don't know who, was already arranged. In fact, it would have already been cleaned up, except they were stretched thin going to the aquarium over some fire over there.
Yeah, all kinds of crazy things going around at the zoo. I have no idea where I even live anymore. It's like we might as well be back. We might as well be back in the jungles, the mountains, wherever sugar gliders are from.
You never were very good with geography, were you? And she kind of pats you on the cheek.
Nah, I've been urbanized. What can I say?
Yeah.
I like the big lights of the city.
I mean, we all do, don't we? That's why we stay. Just don't let the lights blind you, all right?
Well, if I hear anything for what we had, I'll let you know. But I really need to find Ebony. Or at least what happened to her.
All right. I'll look into it too, and if I hear something, I'll let you know.
Thanks, Franny. With that, I'll turn and put my hat on and shove my fists back into my pockets as deep as I can and kind of like head back out.
Okay. As you're getting ready to go, you see it looks so much like she wants to say something else, but she's kind of just hugging herself quietly. And when she notices you notice, she just puts her heads down and she waits for you to leave.
So when I go out the door, I'll go out the door and as he does, he's kind of like wiping his cheeks with his sleeves. I don't know. I might have something, maybe nothing. There's another animal that's gone missing.
Something is more than the nothing we had.
Octavius the octopus has disappeared. He's a bean counter. And he likes to live the high life, much higher than a bean counter could or should. He's also gone missing. And he was supposed to be at the aquarium. He was supposed to be at that Goatsby party as well.
Who was he counting peanuts for?
Sounds like maybe a little bit of everybody. Maybe that's what got him disappeared. But maybe we should go see if he's kept any records that we can garner some information from. Let's go figure out where he lives.
Wouldn't that mean a trip back to the aquarium?
Kind of sounds like it.
Is that really so wise for the two of us?
Yeah, but when have we ever been known for our wisdom?
All right.
It's the only lead we got, and if we don't figure something out, we won't just be we just won't be the octopus swimming with the fishes. Our old pal, buddy Carl, as well. I didn't like the way that bunny was looking at him.
Carl, get the shine.
So
We know.
Did Carl get the shine?
Like, right now, we really don't have to fear death. You know. So, like, Alejandro will be like, well, Carl touched the stuff too. Like, he should be fine, right?
I don't know. Some things are worse than death, maybe. Or,
Well, yeah, but they can still hurt him real bad.
I mean,
Oh,
you
sure,
want Bunny
sure,
eating him alive every night until midnight?
Oh, I'm not trying to say let's give up and move on. No, I'm just saying, like, we have some time.
And also, is there candles out there for us? I mean, one snip of a wick and that's it.
I'm supposed to have some kind of chat with Mina when there's time to try and get more information about the candles. But after last night, things were a little
Hectic.
a little weird. So we all went our separate ways and said to meet up later. If we're gonna head into the aquarium, should we do some attempt at a disguise to not be the same ones who blew things up last night?
At the very least, change clothes.
Maybe. Or maybe we should sneak in there when no one's around.
Also a good
It's an
move.
There's an aquarium. There always are people around. Not all of them can get out of the water and go visit other people. Just saying.
Well, we could try our hand at disguises. What about you, Jay? Can you give us a hand?
Yes,
Jasper wasn't-
absolutely.
Jasper wasn't there last night, so you should be in the clear.
No, but I do know quite a thing or two about makeup and contour. Come here. And I'm like getting out a compact and like just getting you primed and ready.
Like, can you make me look like a squirrel?
Yes, I think so. Like a flying
Funny.
squirrel, perhaps.
Got any powder? Maybe, turn me into a jaguar or something?
Oh, can you do him like a tiger?
Huh.
I think that would be a lot of work.
No, I probably
Yes.
can't do you like a tiger, but I probably can make you look like a regular jaguar. I feel like that's not unreasonable.
I think that would be the easiest transition to, make me all black as opposed to like, oh, let's change spots in the stripes.
So yeah, a little bit of cosmetology later. Do you want me to roll for this?
I do actually. I would like for you to start spitting twice. One for Flick
Absolutely.
and one for Alejandro. Pick who you're doing first.
All right, Flick first. Theoretically, I'm good at this.
All right. Let's see how you do.
Cougar glider into flying squirrel. Here we come.
Okay, 10.
10. You are good. You are really good at this because if you didn't know better, he'd look like one of those squirrels that just hangs out in the trees at the zoo. In fact, you even disguised his flaps. No one would know he had them if he doesn't spread them.
So please tell me you're leaving the yellow jacket at home.
I was going to say, it's just that yellow jacket and hat that's really giving it away right now.
Yeah, I'll leave them at home and change it up, change into something else. Like maybe I'll go with something not nearly as bold. Maybe like browns or grays.
All right, we good for the next one?
Mm-hmm.
All right, let's go. Um, yeah, 11.
11. Once again, you are great at this. This is what you do. In fact, if it weren't for Alejandro's distinctly masculine characteristics, you could probably pass him off as Ebony if you wanted.
So,
Yeah, I do
Minus-
absolutely take the opportunity to flex a little bit, but not that much.
Yeah. Minus the heterochromia, though.
That might be our
Yeah.
backup plan.
well, how do you do there? So, Alejandro will, change out of his, usual, not so fancy, and he'll put on like, a black on black suit, just kind of like go with the whole, darker vibe. Continue to eschew the hat. Continue to, not have the suspenders, and he'll, do his thing.
All right. So the three of you make your way to the aquarium. The aquarium is weirdly occupied for the fact that parts of it are still under construction. And that's because there is a show tonight. There is a show, and it is apparently a well, you know what? Actually, you guys can start spitting if you want to figure out what it is. How about that?
Oh, Steven. Eight.
8. So that's success with a consequence.
Mm-hmm.
5. You get an experience. What about
5
Flick?
with doubles.
Let's
Oh,
see.
he got doubles.
That is also a 6.
All right. So your doubles get you 1 experience and a -1 forward. So
Great.
Jasper, you've got a choice here. You can choose for your consequence to be that either you get the name of the show, but you don't know much more than the name, or you get the name of the show and people, depending on my role, maybe friendly, maybe not, find out you're asking around about it.
Let's go with that last one.
Okay.
That seems like more fun.
Okay. So, the show itself, weirdly enough, is a brand new feature that is an homage to recent current events. And it's just entitled The Phantom. And it is specifically about the rumors surrounding the various mishaps and misfortunes that have been going on in the zoo right now. And it apparently ties it all to this character known as the Phantom. Who knows if this is accurate to reality or not, but this is the theme. And what's more, it is starring your beloved and very dear friend, Alex, as the primary love interest.
Oh.
Yes. Oh. And pick evens or odds for me.
Evens.
Okay. I'm not going to tell you what I got right now. You're just going to find out later.
All right.
Alex
Hate that. Hate that
yeah.
for me.
is the primary love interest and second lead of this. So yeah, what are you guys doing? Where are you going in the aquarium? Are you looking for something in specific? You know that Samson must still be here somewhere too, probably. Because you
Yeah.
didn't see him leave and nobody heard about it.
I think we have to stop off at the tank that octopi would normally be hanging out.
Yeah.
Okay.
We have to figure out either where he lives or where he had an office.
Well, start spitting or put your peepers to work.
I will put my peepers to work.
Mm-hmm.
Or you know what? So we still technically were beginning a job.
Mm-hmm.
I want to use my ability of my network of ears and eyes to get information about a place.
Sure.
Okay. Showing 10 on the die plus sly is a 1, so that's an 11.
An 11. All right.
So with 11, I get to ask 3 holds.
Okay. So, in fact, you have a contact who is attending tonight's feature. It's Pinch.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. He's apparently a fan of the arts. Who would have known?
So I'll sidle up to Pinch.
Hey, Flick. How's it going?
You recognize me even in my disguise.
Oh yeah.
You're one of the best. You're one of the good ones.
Yeah.
Surprised this predator thing ain't caught by now. But
Well,
hey, what do you know about an Octavius fella?
Octavius? He's an octopus. He's an accountant, I think. Runs books for some of the less savory sorts, but he gets invited to all the parties too.
I got two questions for you. Maybe a
Sure.
third. Where can I find his office and where can I find his house?
So his office is located in the pen and ink district. It's run by primarily octopi, squids, like they run a lot of books, numbers and whatnot. They also keep records, the libraries over there, all that business. It's actually adjacent to where where all of those such creatures and peoples like to live, which is the Calamari district.
Do you know where he likes to hang out when he's not working or at home?
Fancy parties is the word. Otherwise, he's pretty much a homebody.
Oh. Interesting. I knew I could count on you, Pinch. You're always so good in a pinch.
Happy to help.
Nudge him with my elbow.
And he'll kind of like nudge you back and he says, hey, maybe next time you're trying to disguise yourself, don't wear the tie Franny bought you for your birthday that one year.
You know, even still, I can't completely leave her behind. I hate to look at her, but I hate for her to be gone at the same time.
Yeah. Word is she's seeing a tiger now.
Yeah. A whole lot more going on with her than that.
Huh.
She's got a new. I kind of lean in and whisper, she's got a new career.
Oh. She's not one of them escorts, is she?
That's what I was thinking at first, especially with that tiger. But no, I think it's worse.
What's worse than that? She's not with Murder Inc., is she? She's not a bird. I mean, they take anybody that flies these days, but
I spit and it's a G-force.
She's a cop?
She's worse than a cop.
She's a fed.
She's a fed.
Ah. Man, Franny, she was good people too. Good people.
I didn't think I could have been more fed up with her than I was, but
yeah.
So
that's a shame.
Keep that under your hat, and just know she's not the same Franny you knew. Lots changed.
Yeah. Good to know. Man, I mean, I knew stuff did a number to her when y'all went through what you did, but that's a change even for her.
Yeah. But anyway, don't let her know that you know, but I don't want you to get caught blindsided.
Right.
You always been straight with me, Pinch. I'll always be straight with you.
Thanks, I appreciate it.
Give me some claw.
And he'll kind of like dap you with his claw.
And I go to the others and I let them know what I found out.
Okay.
So what do we think our next move is?
We want to look at the office first, or we want to look at his house?
I think the office is going to be more telling.
I'm sure you're right about that.
Unless he feels like he can't trust certain information in the office. But we can start at the office and then work our way to the over to the house if we don't find anything.
We have time.
We should hit both regardless.
So we start at the office.
Okay.
Unless you want to divide and conquer here.
Oh no. That is never a good idea.
All right. So
tales of others doing it successfully.
So you guys go to the offices first, then, is that correct?
Yes.
In the Ink and Pen district. And you find the offices where he works. One JP Manatee. And the building itself is actually built in such a way that it looks like a coral reef in the enclosure, and part of it is underwater and part of it is above water, so it's amphibious, which is really nice. And it seems that even the sections that have the above ground features still have like pools of water within them so that you can transfer between the areas. And it's very accessible for the aquatic sort. You see a few loan sharks lurking here and there. This place may not be entirely savory. Are you going through the front door? Or are you trying to sneak in?
I think we should try and sneak in unless our grifter wants to grift their way in.
I'm on board with sneaking.
Okay. Then I need all three of you to commit a caper.
Alright. I think I'm going to lead with my stand in the gaps ability. Okay, that's not bad. That's an 11. So, stand in the gaps, you find the perfect way to go unnoticed. And that is, your presence is undetected in the scene.
Okay.
So I basically vanish.
All right. What'd you get, Alejandro?
7.
7. Okay, so you get success with the consequence.
I also got a 7.
All right, you also get success with the consequence. So I'm going to let you guys choose. Do you want the consequence to be that you are taken just a little off guard by what you find? So that means that essentially Dave's going to get to take point on what he does first. Or do you want the consequence to be that you miss a key point of information?
Oh, David.
Yeah, I trust Dave.
Okay. So the three of you make it into the office through the window. This is one of the amphibious offices because octopi can live outside of water for hours. So you get to the amphibious office and what you find is quite shocking. There is ink everywhere. Papers are scattered. In fact, it looks like something happened here. And it hasn't been touched. You notice that the door handle on this side seems to be broken somehow, so that you wouldn't be able to open it even if you had the proper key. And there's ink, and Flick, you notice mingled with the ink are blood stains too.
Interesting. Let's see. So, is it like a trail of blood? Is it like someone was murdered right here? How much blood
It
are we talking?
splatters.
Oh, like someone was slashed or cut
Yeah.
multiple times?
Yeah.
I don't want to look at the... I guess I'll look at the door handle and see, like... Does it look like it was smashed with a hammer? Does it look like it's twisted or bent? Like...
It's bent. In fact, you remember how strong Barnaby was.
Yeah.
This has been crushed by a hand. Maybe a paw, definitely with an opposable thumb.
That limits another number of suspects there. Alright, what else is in the office? We got blood splatters, we got the door that's been kind of smashed.
Put your peepers to work.
Alright. Alright, that is an 8.
8. Okay.
With doubles.
So I'm going to let you choose your consequence here, because you do succeed. Your consequence is a choice between either you find something that you really, really, really don't want to find, or you don't notice something you might like to notice.
I want to find something I don't want to find.
Okay. So before we get to you,
Okay.
Jasper,
Yeah.
Alejandro, as you're looking around the office, Alejandro, you first. You notice something that concerns you. The first thing that you notice, there's actually two things you notice. The first thing is rope that's been cut, maybe broken. It looks more like it was broken, like torn asunder. The rope has black hairs in it.
Here?
I'm sorry?
Would I think Ebony was here?
You think she might have been.
Yeah, is it like, I don't know, soft fur like a cat or coarse fur like a chimpanzee?
It's soft fur. And Jasper, as you're rifling around, you notice that circular rug that's just a little bit flipped open, because of whatever struggle happened here. There are markings, carvings dug within the stone floor.
Okay. Stone. All right. I'm gonna get an etching.
Okay. Do you remove the rug or just leave?
Yes.
Okay, when you remove the rug, you find a full-on circle that looks way too familiar. And there is blood everywhere around this circle.
I'm going to not etch the whole thing on the same paper.
Yeah.
I don't think I could if I tried, but I am meticulously gonna not do that because I feel like it would be a bad idea.
Okay. So, do you get etchings of them like on individual pieces or something?
Yes, I do.
Okay. So as you're going about that, and Alejandro, as you're noticing what you do.
I store one of them separately from the others.
Okay.
Okay.
Sure thing. And Alejandro, as you're noticing what you notice, that's when Flick finds the thing he doesn't want to find. Flick, something is flickering in your periphery. In the shadows. It's almost drinking the shadows toward it, bending the light around it. And you start hearing this very low rumbling growl.
Oh.
And that's when you catch just a brief glimpse of this pair of eyes in the corner, in that shadowed corner next to the bookshelf. They're red, one a dark crimson, the other more like a bright scarlet.
Ebony? Is that you?
Jasper, Alejandro, you hear a wild cat screeching, wow, as this creature materializes from seemingly nowhere. It looks like a black panther, but growing out of its back are these octopus tentacles. And it lunges for Flick. Flick, I need you to get out of a jam.
You're not the only one that needs me to get out of a jam. Let's see. That's a 10.
10. Okay.
Oh, no, it's going to be a 9 because I think I have a -1, right?
9. All right. So you avoid the full assault of this creature and you dodge, not realizing that as you dodge, the thing flickers and you realize, oh, it's not where it actually looked like it was. And a claw still catches you. You take a point of damage as your consequence.
Okay.
And now you see it, little bits of shreds of sparkling red cloth just hung still limply around its shoulders. These octopus tentacles sort of fanning as it looks at you, and you briefly see images of 2 of them, and then there's just one.
Naughty octopusy.
Oh no.
So you had said something about rope. Is there rope here, or is the rope that was here shredded and destroyed?
The rope that was here is shredded.
It looks like Barnaby took his freak show on the road for this one. You know what? I think, yeah, I'm gonna pull out my piece.
Okay.
We're gonna have to bring Bunny. Bunny is gonna want proof or evidence of what happened here, and she did not say dead or she did not say alive necessarily. So
She did not.
Ooh, all right, we got doubles, and that is a 7, 8. So success with consequences.
Okay.
And I think this thing is going to be tough, so I'm going to spend a marker to wallop, so I can turn 1 point of damage into 4.
Okay. So, when you do that, your consequence is a choice. Either, because it is business hours, others hear what's going on, or alternatively, you can choose to take another point of damage and keep it quiet.
So, here's the thing. I rolled success with consequences, and I have doubles. So, that means I get a -1 forward, and I get to give a +1 forward. So I'm going to give it to Alejandro, our button.
Okay.
So you're absolutely, it's combat, so I'm going to take a point of damage. But you as the zookeeper have the option of making it 2 points of damage by converting my forward.
I'm going to say that, no, I like the idea of you having to struggle on your next roll a little better.
Okay.
because I like giving consequences and options. So, so you choose to take it 1 point of damage?
Yeah, I'll take that.
All right. So, once again, you fire, and and you actually hit the creature because you realized it's not where you think it is. So you fire just a little off center, and you catch it right in the jowl, and this black Icarus blood just off to the side, and it screeches with that wildcat scream, and then it swacks you with its claws, but it misses because you're dodgy. You're little. It's fine. Who do you want to toss it to do something next?
Either of you guys have a cool thing you want to do? All right, Alejandro.
All right, so I just saw Flick shoot this thing, and this does not seem like Miss Perman proper, high fancy call girl. This is a deadly dangerous predator in our face. But I'm gonna aim for shoulders. I'm gonna take that +1 forward that Flick gave me. I'm gonna put that to damage.
Okay.
Combine that with big old Bessie.
Okay.
And I'm looking to seriously unload here. All right. So that is going to be 10 for 5 points of damage.
10 for 5 points of damage. So you fire, and as you just unleash this rifle shot, the blood once again just splatters, and a couple of the tentacles fly off, completely severed. And the creature screeches again and turns its attention your way. Are you doing anything, Jade? Jasper?
Yeah, I'll shoot.
Okay.
5.
5. Goes wide. The thing flickers. And
you get XP?
Yeah, you get XP.
Get XP.
And so, Jasper, as your shot goes wide, you realize, the reason it went wide is because one of these tentacles has caught on your wing and is suctioned on, and the creature's now trying to pull you toward it.
Oh no, I hate that.
And so you are yanked forward and it bites you. Try to get out of a jam.
Oh no, you're going to turn into a weird displacer beast.
7.
7. You still take 1 point of damage, but you succeed at avoiding the entire blow.
I'm like thrashing.
Yeah.
I want to get away from this thing.
Yeah. So you do manage to get away because, like I said, you succeeded. But it does cause you a point of damage.
So I'm bleeding, but succeeding.
Yes, you're bleeding and succeeding. We love it.
I am going to attempt to assist Alejandro.
Okay.
Because I imagine he's going to attack him again.
Okay.
So I want to use break it up. Oh, wait,
I'm positioning myself to kind of get in the line of the tentacles and not be shooting at Jasper, hoping to possibly set them free.
Okay.
While doing damage.
Okay.
But that's the narrative. You can decide how that all works.
All right.
So laying down cover fire, trying to kind of like drive it towards Alejandro's. Okay, that is a I know numbers. That is going to be a 9 minus 1, so it's going to be 8. Success with consequences.
All right, success with consequence. So, once again, do people in this building... I'm not even going to give you a choice. The people in this building are now hearing what's going on because you're firing guns up in here.
So
that makes sense.
Generally, that does make sense. But generally, when you use break it up, when you get success with consequences, you give the +1 to the person you're helping. But then when they go to do whatever they're doing and bad stuff happens, it doesn't happen to them. It happens to me
it happens to you.
For helping, yes. And
okay.
Yeah,
I gotcha.
And I'm firing, a submachine gun here. So there's definitely no clouding that noise. So right. I'm gonna take the forward again and convert the damage.
Okay, go for it.
All right. So that is going to be an 8 with doubles.
Okay, you got an 8 with doubles. Awesome. So if you get an 8 with doubles, that means that you get success with the consequence, -1 forward, and you give a +1 forward.
Well, I will give the +1 forward to Jasper, who hasn't gone yet. That's 5 damage to, Ebony Tentacle Face.
All right. As you do that, you realize this creature is starting to leak blood, and wounds are starting to open that you didn't realize it had, specifically where it seems the seams between an octopus and a panther are together. It's starting to fall apart.
Okay, this is a good thing.
Ooh.
Jasper, what are you doing?
I'm shooting. I have to, we're committed now.
Okay.
You can't just leave it wounded. 7.
All right. So let's start with the consequence. Do you want the consequence to be that someone you don't want notices you guys through a window, having been attracted by the gunfire? Or do you want the creature to escape?
I would go with option A, but this is your call.
All right, we'll go with option A. I trust you.
Okay. So someone has seen you. You don't know who that is. Not right now. But go ahead and describe this thing's grisly demise for me.
Mercifully, right between the eyes, it is a very quick and peaceful end.
Okay. So you fire your gun. You know it's a little bit off center because of what this thing is. And
I'm compensating.
You are right between the eyes. The creature falls. And the body starts lacerating just a little more, just in almost instant decomposition. But it's still there. It's starting to melt, though.
There was a rug.
What?
There was a rug. We need to bring it with us. Scoop it up in what's left and scoop it up in the rug and throw the tentacles in.
Where's the
Alejandro, let's go. We gotta get out of here.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, I'm the big one here, and so I'll start doing as Flick suggests.
Mm-hmm.
I will follow suit.
Okay. So you guys are rolling this up, and now that our combat is completed because the thing is very dead and starting to melt, you do notice, Jasper, that the person who sees you outside the window is a member of the Fuzz. A detective, a lion, who happened to be at Jay Goatsby's party, if you remember.
Mm-hmm.
He's looking right at you from that base level You're 2 stories up.
I blow a kiss. What else are you gonna do?
And he runs into the building like he's going to try to run up to where you guys are.
Let's keep going.
All right.
I mean, 2 of us can get out of here really easy. So that's not a problem. Alejandro, how's your climbing skills? I mean, you're a jaguar, right?
I got no problem with climbing.
So the 3 of you exit through the window, I'm guessing.
Yes. I think that's the
All
way
right.
he came in, right? Oh, he's going to be boned when he gets to the door anyway.
Who's first?
You know, I think I would go first. Being the
Okay. So you go first. You get out. Who's second?
I would say Jasper.
Jasper.
Are you sure?
The
Yeah,
door,
good.
the door is jammed shut. So
I go.
All right. The door is jammed shut. You go. You get out. Alejandro, as you're leaving, you hear pounding on the door and it rattles a little bit. And that's when you realize, oh, yeah, most of the marine creatures probably aren't going to be great at breaking down a door, but now there's a lion at the door.
Sure. And out the window I go.
All right. You go out the window and I want you to get out of a jam.
All right. Yeah, you know what? I would rather just turn in a marker rather than look at that number.
Oh. Oh.
Power move.
Yeah. I dig it. I dig it.
it sounds like someone was going to lose a marker anyway.
No. But I mean, I had a total of 4, and staring at a lion cop was not something I was looking to do.
Okay.
Yeah, absolutely not.
So this rug full of actively melting monster, it gets snagged going through this window. You push, the door starts banging as Detective Lionel Hampshire begins trying to ram the door repeatedly. You finally manage to tear part of the rug off and get it through. And then you jump through after it, just as the door smashes open and he falls in. And the 3 of you get away.
Because we're awesome.
Where do you go?
We got a date with a rabbit.
Yeah, we got to go talk to the one Bunny Malone.
Okay. Are you guys just running through the streets with this rug?
What else are we gonna do?
I think
At
we're gonna
least,
need to move a little bit more covertly, or at least I need to move more covertly. I can't.
At
talk,
least.
sorry.
Okay.
So my suggestion though is after you rolled the rug, you folded it and keep the ends up so we can maybe contain some of the goo.
Yes.
Okay.
like a taco.
All right.
Like a
So,
taco, the
go
worst
ahead.
taco ever.
And roll to commit a caper. I'll even let you guys pick who makes this roll because it's for your group.
I got a 1 in Sly.
I put a 1 in Sly as well. That's where my level up went.
What do you have, Jasper?
All right, let's go.
Okay.
9.
9. So Jasper flies overhead and kind of works as your guys' overhead guide to make sure that you take the most stealthy and least occupied path. However, there's a consequence involved here.
Always is.
So, Jasper, I'm going to let you pick. Do you see something that might distract you? Or do Otto's men spot you guys?
Oh, I see something that might distract me.
Okay. You see Samson. No. This is almost cartoonish. He's dangling in a cage over a pool of loan sharks that are circling below.
That's bait.
And Otto is absolutely standing right there, watching the scene unfold.
Yeah, that
His
is
hand on a lever.
definitely bait. But we also can't leave him there.
What do you pick?
I at least need to let the others know this is going on.
Okay. So you swoop down. You haven't been spotted, by the way.
Yeah, I explained what I just saw.
Alejandro?
How is he trussed up? Like, he's a big dude.
Yeah, he's just in a
He's-
cage.
He's just in a cage.
Alejandro, go back to Bunny with the carpet, and me and Jay here will figure out how to get Samson out.
Sounds good to me, and then she still won't know I'm with you.
All right, are you guys sure?
Yeah, go on. Be careful.
Right. And I'll continue moving through the shadows, trying to get back to Bunny with a carpet full of ooze.
All right. You already rolled for this, so you succeed. You're not spotted. I mean, you are spotted underneath all that black makeup because you are, in fact, a jaguar, but you aren't seen. And meanwhile, Jasper and Flick, how are you approaching this?
I mean, aerially, of course, right? Like,
Aerially.
why else would we split the party like that?
Are you being stealthy?
Yeah, we're night flyers.
Okay. One of you roll to commit a caper. This is separate from what was happening earlier.
All right, I am going to actually stand in the gaps.
Okay.
Well, that's a 7, so that is going to be you mostly go unnoticed with a complication.
Okay. So I'll let you know what the complication is in a bit, but you go unnoticed mostly. And you see Otto pull out one of these newfangled cameras, and he takes a picture, and then he's like, "No, you look too happy. Look more pitiful. Come on." And Samson goes, "Like this?" And he like puckers out his lip. Perfect. Beautiful. Camera loves you. And he snaps a couple more photos. Then he snaps a couple photos of the loan shark circling beneath. He's like, "This'll work nicely. This'll." And then he looks up. He's like, "Oh, hey, there they are. Where's your little monkey friend? And your what is he? Like a kitty cat?"
On their way.
Yeah. Well, hope they get here soon. And he cranks the lever, and it drops the cage sploosh into the water.
All right.
I'm gonna dive in after the cage.
Okay.
You are like 2 inches long.
I
All
know.
right.
I'm coming too. Let's go.
You guys both dive in the water?
Yeah.
I want to try and pick the lock on the cage.
Okay. You guys dive into the water.
I'm getting ready to punch some sharks.
There are sharks in the water.
I know.
And by the way, it just so happens that also Machine Gun Otto pulls out his signature Tommy gun and starts firing like mad as you dive.
Can I like try to use one of the sharks as a meat shield?
Sure, if you can get out of a jam.
Okay, let's try this. 9.
9. Okay. So you succeed. That shark takes the damage, and he deals a point of damage to you himself as he takes a bite at you.
That's
Just
fine.
narrowly nipping your wing. You're not an
Fairly
aquatic
done.
creature.
Fairly done.
What about you, Flick? What'd you get for getting out of a jam?
I didn't roll anything yet.
Okay.
Let's see. So this is the dodge.
Uh-huh.
Oh, that's not great. 6. That's a 9 with
9.
doubles.
I'm gonna let you pick. You take the full brunt of the machine gun, but you get the lock open, or you hide behind one of the sharks and take a point of damage as he nips you.
You know what? I'm going to get the lock on done, so I'm going to take a full 3.
Okay, you take 3 damage as
no.
these bullets just pepper the water around you.
So yeah, it's Samson.
And he nods and swims upward.
I'm just gonna grab onto him.
And
so I am now unstable, and I have an ongoing -1.
Oh, this is intense. And Otto's still firing, mind you. And so I need, you know what? I'm just going to say that everybody takes a point of damage, including Samson.
Okay.
And Samson, you now hear he's probably inebriated as he's splashing and sloshing around. He's like,
no.
You said this was a game!
I'm sorry, buddy. You don't want to play. You don't want to play Machine Gun Otto's games. They're not as fun as they sound. Just run. We got to get out of here.
And so he starts trying to run, but he's in the water. So he actually starts sinking again.
Oh no.
And then he kind of comes up. He's like, I can't run.
Swim, you big dope.
And so he starts swimming. And one more get out of a jam from you guys.
What could go wrong?
Yep.
Okay, I can work with that.
10 total.
10.
I got an 11 -1 is 10.
All right, both of you dodge the bullets, and Samson also doesn't take any damage because you did so well. You guys hoist him out of the water as he's trying to climb out. He stumbles, falls over the edge of the tank with a little bit of a thud, and then he just grabs each of you in one hand and books it, stumbling a little bit as he goes because he is, in fact, inebriated.
I flip them off over his shoulder because what else are you gonna do in that situation?
And you hear Otto start screaming curses, and the machine gun just starts firing wildly in the distance at the air. And you guys make it out of there with Samson.
No one's ever ready for drunken Sasquatch style.
Nope.
I guess we're gonna head towards where we think Alejandro is.
Okay. Where is that, do you think?
The farm.
The farm. Alejandro, do you go straight to the farm? All right. So you make it to the farm. You beat your companions by only a few minutes, actually. Like, as you're approaching the door, you can hear the flapping in the distance, and oh, there's Jasper, and here comes Flick being carried by Samson.
So I don't know exactly what's protocol here, but I'll kind of like lean the rug up against the whatever I would conceive as the door and rap on it.
The heavy door slides open, and there's a horse and a bull, both wearing these trench coats in blue. They look down at you. You're here to see Ms. Malone?
Yeah, here to report on the mission that she assigned us.
All right. And they let you through.
pick up the goo carpet. Walk on through.
Okay. And Bunny Malone is chilling there. She now has this very fine but old looking like antique chair with this high back and this blue and green upholstery in paisley. And she's sipping what looks like a glass of wine. She just kind of like swirls it in her hand. Well, I didn't expect you to be back so soon, actually.
Yeah, we're pretty good at what we do. Oh,
we like to work
sometimes
quick.
it really hurts. It hurts so much.
And you see this goop slopping out from the rug a little bit, and she's like, I hope you know you're cleaning that up. I already had the cleanup crew go before you guys messed the first time. You still haven't paid for that one.
Alejandro,
Sure.
unroll the carpet.
We'll clean it up. I'll fold it out and, fold it down and unroll it. This is what's left of Ebony, and I'll proceed into the story of, the circus dude who was stitching people together that we have already dealt with, but apparently this could have been one of their victims.
And if you find all that too far-fetched to believe, meet Samson, the Sasquatch.
He just waves, hello. And she kind of gives a confused nod and then looks down at the rug with this skeleton of a panther, tentacles still half attached on what remains of some patchy fur among a pile of goop and viscera. What is this?
An abomination.
So there's some dark things afoot here at the zoo. I've seen some of it in my time in the jungles before I was captured by some humans.
What
Apparently others have brought it along.
What time is it?
It is about 2 hours before you really need to get back to your enclosures.
Okay, so it's
Right.
past midnight.
Yeah.
We didn't wake up till midnight.
Yeah.
Okay. If you need further proof of the strangeness that's going on, we could always come back here just before midnight tomorrow.
Oh no, I know about that bit. See, that's the bit I'm interested in. And now that you've proven yourselves, I can trust you on this new task.
Well, can you
And,
really trust anyone nowadays?
And I intend for you to have some company on this mission. And that's where we're going to leave it.
Excellent. Well, thank you, Steven. Thanks for everyone for watching. Quick reminder, Kickstarter's going on for Zoom Mafia. You get your own copy after the Kickstarter is completed. Go back it if you can't back it, and share it out with your friends, your gaming group, wherever you hang out online would be greatly appreciated by us. With that, until next time, stay nerdy.
Stay nerdy.
Stay nerdy.